Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is DeFub21, and today brings news, very substantial news from the respected Japanese newspaper. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but I'll give it a go. The Nikkei newspaper in Japan has recently reported a rumor that Nintendo plans to cease production of the Wii U this year. Apparently, there's the source they have of this, or sources they have for this information, is that certain parts manufacturers, apparently I would assume in Taiwan and or China, or maybe both, have already ceased production of certain components for the system. Now, the last time Nintendo did this was with the GameCube. The GameCube, which still sold more than twice the number of units that the Wii U is likely to sell. I think it sold about 24 million units before the Wii hit the market. This was in, again, '06, by '06 when it came out, after it had been out in the market, the GameCube that is, for a couple of years. Nintendo ended production of the GameCube very rapidly afterwards. Now, Nintendo has denied. They've officially said it wasn't a case of we don't comment on rumors and speculation. They've specifically said that they're not ending production of the Wii U this year. But I, in all honesty, can't for the life of me think why they would keep the system in production. My guess is at this point, the system's selling in such low volumes. I think they're probably barely breaking even on the hardware. They may even be losing money again on the hardware if the economies of scales aren't there. And certainly as a business overall, they're losing money because the install base on the Wii U is so pathetically small. I think it's the poorest selling games console from a major platform holder ever. I think they've only sold about 12 million and a little over at this stage, 12 million units in total. I believe the Dreamcast sold better than that in the 2 years it was on the market before it was cancelled. Although don't quote me on that. If you know the exact numbers, let me know in the comments. But this is not, in other words, this is not an unprecedented move. If the NX is coming this year, and I very much believe that it has to come this year, and assuming that it is a home console, which I think is, of the two they've got platforms they have at the moment, the 3DS and the Wii U is the one that really needs to be replaced from a business standpoint, if nothing else. Assuming it is a home the NX is a home console, it's been a complete and utter disaster for the company. It has sold at this stage a little over 12 million units. It's been out in the market at least this stage about as long as the GameCube has, and the GameCube managed to sell 25 million units over the same time frame, which just shows you how badly Nintendo has done, because the market for home consoles has actually grown significantly since the early 2000s, because there's an awful lot of millennial types who were too young or certainly didn't have an independent income when the GameCube came out, and therefore depend on their parents being willing to spend the money up front to buy a system and a couple of games, and the GameCube came out. These days, most millennials, not all of them, but most of them are finished with their formal education, if they have got jobs, because a lot of them still don't because of the post-Lehman Brothers hangover. But those that do are economically independent, at least partially, from their parents, and can afford to go out and buy consoles. And this is one of the key reasons why the PlayStation 4 and even the Xbox One have done so much better than their predecessors over I think at this stage, is it 2 years they've both been on the market, or is it, it's 2 years. Holiday 2013 to early 2016, that's 2 years of thereabouts. So in those 2 years, that they've been 2 years and a bit they've been on the market, they've managed to sell significantly more units. I think the total combined install base for the PS4 and the Xbox One, either individually or combined, I'm not sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, in the UK was recently announced at 5 million. At the same time, in the 360 and the PlayStation 3's lifespan in the UK, I think they'd sold about, again according to reports I've read on the internet, they'd sold about 3 million units. So they're beating their predecessors on sales volume early on in their life cycles by a significant amount. And I think a significant chunk of that is down to the fact that the main consumer for video games was and is still millennials. In other words, people who were born in the 80s and well into the 90s, and that particular demographic group, who have been the bulk of consumers of games consoles and console games, certainly since the NES restarted the business in the mid 80s, are overwhelmingly these days, young adults, economically to a degree independent of their parents and can spend the money they make whenever they want, and what they want is games consoles. And the fact that in that environment the Wii U only managed to sell 12 million units is, very, very, very bad news for Nintendo. So I think this is despite their protestations against this report, I think it is very much a case of the lady do protest too much, and that Nintendo is planning on phasing out the Wii U this year, assuming the NX is coming out this year, and they really, really do need to get the NX out this year in terms of competing with the Xbox One and the PS4 holiday 2017 launch date. It's just too far into the current generation. That has to come out this year. Anyway, this is Defub 21. If you have any thoughts of your own, please let me know in the comments. Any positive criticism, any suggestions, any videos you'd like me to see me do, let me know in the comments. As long as it isn't a bloody MOBA, I hate those bloody things. I apologise to any MOBA fans who've just taken great offence. I've just never warmed to them, I'm afraid, and I'm a big RTS fan, so as you might guess. As I said, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like this video, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. This is Defub21 signing off. Toodaloo.